Hey guys, welcome to yet another Battleblood commentary. Over the weekend I've been pretty busy hanging out with, with some friends, of course, in TPC, and we've been pretty much PvPing it out. But unfortunately, there seems like there's a reduction in teams lately. I don't know if everyone's going to the Sultan Palaces to PvP and their parties and whatnot, but yeah, we're missing out on a lot of teams and whatnot. But we've met a lot of people, met a lot of viewers over the weekend as well. And hey, I just want to let you guys know, we really appreciate the that you guys are checking us out and watching us. But at the same time, you have to remember that all of TPC's friends lists are full, so we can't add anyone and we can't remove anyone. I mean, everyone is pretty important and close on our list. So, anyways, let's get back to this match. Just wanted to give out that reminder there. But here we're actually on our alternates, and as you can see, Ronan is actually not in this one, and everyone's on a different school than before, except for Cassandra, I believe. Yeah, Cassandra's on her life still, but this time we have, let's see, Fallon's on her fire, on her pyromancer. Missy is actually in here. Madison Star on her balance, and I'm on my death, as you can see, and I have I have the life amulet, Cassandra with the myth amulet, and Fallon with the myth amulet herself. So, anyways, the way I built my deck, and this is before Wintertusk had come out. So pre-Wintertusk still, but still around this time as when the amulets started coming out. And we're up against a pretty let's see, skilled team. As you can see, they have a pretty high ranking, and they're pretty well set on their defenses and their gear and their pets. And basically, my deck as a death wizard doesn't have any attacks whatsoever. I think there are only like fire elves and or their treasure fire dragon from which I got way before they removed the trading card feature. Trading your treasure cards. I was just getting cards way back then, and I didn't know if I was ever going to use them, and so I couldn't really sell them, and I never really just got rid of them. I treated it like a souvenir, I guess, from friends. But anyways, my death deck here does not have any attacks, and the main reason for that is, this is before Wintertusk, and therefore you can't apply any Gargantuan or Unstoppables. You can actually apply Unstoppables, my bad, but you can't apply a Gargantuan to your attacks. So life steals versus everyone else's resist, probably not worth it here, especially with my arena gear attack boost. So, anyways, these guys are going way offensive on us, but they know what they're doing. They're charging out here, so yeah, they're gonna take out Fallon without any defenses on top of her. We place all our defenses on top of Cassandra, making sure our life player is staying up there, staying alive. And let's see. Fortunately, Fallon didn't block that critical, I don't think. Or at least the Stormlord that hit her was just really, really strong and managed to take them out. But yeah, at this point we are stunned. But thanks to Cassandra's conviction, prevented them from being able to combo us. So she's going to be able to protect my pips and Madison's pips in case Suri hits, in case Scarlet hits as well. So the other team hitting hard, but not suppressing Cassandra's heals. Not preventing Cassandra from being able to do anything, and therefore she's able to heal. So anyways, back to my death. He doesn't have any attacks, and it's because death spells and death magic overall, it's pretty much like a Swiss Army knife if you think about it. You can plague, so that's pretty much weakening an opponent. You can hurt yourself and remove weaknesses with Empower or Sacrifice. So You know, if you're planning to attack at all, in my case I'm not. I'm actually acting as a second support, but you know, if you need to attack at all, you have so many ways to get rid of the weaknesses without using a wand kick. You can actually heal. I'm gonna plan on healing another player right here, healing Fallon, and as you can see, I mean, it's gonna be a huge health boost for just 3 pips. I mean, that's even smaller than a satyr, but probably a much greater heal. As you can see, Cassandra's placing a nice stun shield for Fallon right there, making sure she doesn't get stopped. Cassandra's gonna lose her conviction though. So I kind of wondered if that was a misclick or whatnot for herself, but I guess we wanted to make sure that Fallon was able to stand still and not be stunned basically. But Cassandra will be able to be stunned right now. I won't be able to be stunned, and Missy won't be able to be stunned, or Madison here. So she played a really nice Nova right there, further weakening them in addition to my Plague, and so I'm going to keep our Pyromancer, our main hitter, up. Here we go. See that? So they're placing the weaknesses on top of me, but that's okay. I mean, again, I don't have any attacks in here unless it's like a Fire Dragon or Fire Elves to get rid of shields for Fallon. But as you can see, we have a heavy Pierce Train team right here. I think I have a Pierce Train Pig. Cassandra, this is Kitty. So I don't think she has Pierce Train on it yet. And then Fallon. Excuse me. Fallon has her Pierce Train Pig too. So what I'm doing is keeping my pips high, and therefore I'm ready to react to anything. I think I have the highest resist out of this group, considering my Pig, in addition to my arena gear, and then a Life Force Sword for extra block. So, let me see. Playing the smoke screen there, making sure that the other side, with the abundant amount of pips that they have, making sure they cannot combo all together. And as you can see, it's not entirely reliable, considering that Sprightly can go off. Anyway, she misses on. So I think the first player is a death right there. I'll have to check into it. And so we're aware, and considering that what the other team's amulets are, I mean, before you go, especially nowadays, if you want to go into any match, definitely check out what amulets the other side has, so you can get a feel of what kind of strategies they're going to be throwing out. If you see a bluish kind of white amulet, it's most likely a whatchamacallit? It's most likely a myth amulet, sorry, with an earthquake and or choke. I mean, no, blinding light, and or frog. I mean, if especially Cassandra, she could carry some frogs and AOE for us at weaker parts. We've experimented with that a bit. We haven't been using it lately, but I'm considering implementing that once again. If she can attack with a small AOE with huge boosts, and maybe even put up a myth bubble for herself to use, that'd be great, considering we do have secondary healers. Anyways, I did place a Beguile on the third player because he has his critical bubble up, and he has enough for a AoE of any sort. And then Missy placing up a Treasure Plague right there, just to stack on the weaknesses even further, just in case that my Beguile goes wrong, and the other side chooses not to hit, but get rid of their weaknesses. At least we'll be ready for that. So anyways, here comes a critical poison, but it's blocked right here. So I'm not sure why the death player on the other side placed the poison on our Pyromancer. I think if anything, they should have aimed straight for, let's see, our life player, straight on Cassandra or so. I'm not sure what that poison was there for, but I guess she was trying to add some damage and whatnot. And you can see the other death players holding on to her pips as well. So she might be utilizing all of her utility spells to its full effect, to its full potential. Now, that's done. I know I should have maybe beguiled the storm, but had he hit, I mean, he would have stunned. I mean, he did stun Timothy right there. So he wasn't able to move that turn. But if Timothy hits right now, he's going to, especially when we have first turn, he's going to be able to hurt us. And I guess he knew. So he definitely knew its use. And assuming that he knew how it was used, I went ahead and rebirthed it early just in case he decided to hit. And of course he did hit. So we are going to reduce that. I remember at this point Fallon thinking, oh, I am so dead because the other player is going to hit too. The ice player at the end right there. But I said, no, don't worry, I'll keep you up, no worries. Plus they have those weaknesses. And no, she decides not to hit. So we're gonna, oh, Fallon doing a nice job in keeping 2 more players stunned right there in case of anything. So that prevents, yeah, because those 2 players will be going after us. We're preventing them from moving this turn. So not letting them hit us right away, and then we'll get first turn once again with the beguile. So, you know, again with the as a death player, you don't have to throw out all your pips for some life steals, because you can actually weaken the other side. You can trap. I mean, I don't use traps on my death necessarily, but you could. I mean, you could if you're before another player that hits hard. That'll help. You can beguile, so ensure that the other side is hurting their team and or not hurting yours, or healing your team if they're a life player. So as you can see, Scarlet and Steven don't even get their turn, so Fallon will get yet another turn out of this. So we're looking for earthquakes, I think. So she's going to go ahead and Scald. We're going to try to take out Steven, the Storm player, as best as possible, but he has a life shield on. Critical Scald right here. Reason for using Scald, and no block on the last one, even though she had Conviction up. So it went straight through. But the reason for using Scald over the dragon is because mathematically, Scald does much more damage than the dragon if there are fire shields present. It's true, Fire Dragon removes more shields than a Scald, but since Scarlet's the only Pyromancer here, and we weren't going to use Earthquake just yet, we're going to, let's see. We're going to have her use Scald just to break off whatever shields and input as much damage as possible, and allow her to save her pips. With Scald being only 5 pips. Anyways, I'm going to get rid of the weakness once again. Kind of give off the effect as if I am a threat with potential life steals. They know I'm death, so they assume, that I have any death attacks. But I don't carry those. Just in case there are death shields that go up, it's like, well, no problem. That was 1 turn wasted just to put up death, protection against death when I'm not even going to touch you guys. But instead, support my team entirely. Make sure the enemy can't hit me as hard. Make sure I can force the other side to kind of hit themselves, and or allow us a safe turn. Maybe beguile a person not to force them to hit teammates, but to give your own team kind of a little breathing room. So anyways, some massive damage because of that Scald. The fire shields are down. If Fallon wanted, she could basically Meteor at this point, but no, she's going to cleanse, I think, Cassandra? Because she is hitting? Oh, no, yeah. I figured there was a weakness on top of her, but I guess not. I guess it wasn't there, so... anyways, going to cleanse off that infection just in case, and going to have that Bladed Force Lord take out any of the players that have an open window. Right now, no life shields open, so that Leprechaun set Cassandra up up very nicely. The other side not fearing the life player as much, thinking, oh, she's the healer, she's not going to throw out her pips just like that. But we are going to take on an offensive front just to ensure that the other side cannot utilize their pips as they're building it up slowly. So no tower shields in the way either after that hit, of course. So that sandstorm will go through, bladed sandstorm, if it doesn't fizzle. And it doesn't. So going to do some huge damage here. Generally huge. Yeah, it's gonna knock them out. That skull is still on those players, and the critical skull is still on the last player right here. So she's taking some extra damage, which will be undone by that sprightly there. And let's see what I've got in store here. It looks like it beguiled the very last player. So if the first two decide to hit, they'll end up hitting her, and or if the last player decides to hit, she'll end up hitting her teammates or heal us if she heals. So let's see, he's got plates up the tower. Let's see what the last player does. One blade. No, she plays the weakness. So now Suri can hit without leisure, but she decides to pass. So I mean, she had a safe turn. She could have hit at this point, and I think she was afraid to hit her teammates, but no, that's not the case. So anyways, we're going to make sure that Scarlet on that end over there, in case he has a rebirth amulet, you're going to place that entangle on top of her. I mean, you have to consider the turn order. This is the turn where second turn is safe with AoEs. So let's see if we manage to stop that entangle, making sure that she can't heal and or do anything for her teammates. Skull's going to go through. Let's see, she is going to decide to heal here with something. Fails on that. And let's see what Steven does. Steven, as a Storm player, can probably play a Tempest out, but not at this point. Now, shield down once again. This plates even more shield, so good protection, but we're going to have... Oh, we were expecting the pig to actually pierce that off. But it doesn't look like that'll happen anytime soon. Nope. So... That's sprightly, unfortunately, one turn too late. Yep, so that canceled off the satyr right there, so it prevented her from saving an ally or saving herself. Now Fallon is ready to hit with a dragon and or meteor. Cassandra is going to probably build up pips at this point. I'm going to build up pips so I can maybe fire dragon next. No, Cassandra actually does have the frog in hand right here, so we're going to go for a dual attack just to knock down that death player, knowing that she has some heals somewhere, and or that storm player also, putting in as much damage as possible. I mean, the last player can heal, but at least we're getting rid of the stun shields, we're getting rid of the blades and shields, and any sprightly ticks that may have popped up, so that's okay. If we don't kill the last player, and if the last player decides to use like a rebirth amulet to heal our teammates, totally fine. Pumping even more damage in. That dragon tick may take him out. Let's see what happens here. And in power, so I'm getting ready to use fire dragon myself as well. And no, he ends up going down to the fire tick there. So all those shields, all those blades and stun shields are taken out, and now that final player here is going to try to throw out something at us. So I'm not sure if she has any support spells, if she has any heals, but we're going to be all about suppressing it now. And Missy having that doom and gloom in hand, and I know as a death player I have the doom and gloom, so you can suppress heals again as a death player, of course, with your own doom and gloom. And you know, it's all about utilizing all of death's abilities, and it's just, you know, they're much more than attackers and much more than life stealers. You know, not only they're self-sufficient, but they can just really mess with the other side, and that's why I consider death as like a cousin of balance. I mean, balance can really affect the way that a battle flows with a power nova, with a let's see, spectral blast to get, or hydra to get rid of elemental shields. They can donate pips to speed another player up, and as right there, I've got a a treasure donate to send over to Fallon right there. So, and I'm gonna weaken them further. Madison's got another weaken, so I mean she placed up a blade, so if she continues hitting and whatnot, we're gonna make sure that she's not gonna hurt us as much because that doom and gloom is now up. So in case she criticals or something, it'll be dangerous. So now we're trying to weaken her further, making sure she can't heal as well. And something, yeah. Let's see. Frost Giant trying to stun anyone. I think might get Fallon? Might get Fallon. The rest of us are okay though. So she's throwing out attacks left and right, so now it looks like she may be giving up at this point, and or doesn't have any, perhaps she doesn't have any life spells to heal her allies or get rid of this bubble. Sprightly's going to come up, but you know, with the heal suppression, you're preventing Sprightly's from actually recovering or allowing the other players or your enemies its full potential in terms of recovery. So I was going to suppress that even further, make sure she can't throw a satyr herself. I think it's like a 50% bubble at this point, maybe a 65%. And Sue's going to go ahead and use that rebirth, I think maybe to give Fallon yet another pip with the empowerment bubble here, and ensure that we have shields against this other player in case she decides to hit. So even more defenses and more blades from Suri. So right now we're going on the full offensive for sure. Efreet's going to reduce her attack if it hits. Going to suppress her heals even further. Seeing if Madison has a judge of any sort or some kind of attack just to tip her over a little bit further. I think she doesn't have that. That's okay. Yep. So 90% now. She can't get attacked. She's going to not be able to heal. So in a way, we've kind of disabled her. I mean, she's an ice player with a bunch of life, but just suppressing her from all over, from all angles. I mean, this kind of is like in chess, a move to kind of checkmate, but here we go. The Pure Strain Pig getting rid of the tower that she tried to place up, so it was kind of like she passed. So now she's just open to any kind of attack. And Madison may close off with the Sandstorm, and Cassandra maybe having a leprechaun or some sort, or a gargantuan imp, but none of that exists. So let's see what Fallon does here. She's going to go ahead and link just to add some extra damage. In case Missy did miss, but no, she's going to end up taking out Suri there. So there you go. A death deck without any attacks used whatsoever. So this is just our alts, just playing around. We got a little, we were kind of waiting on Ronin at the same time, but also trying to see what we could do with other schools and try to get some matches faster. And those guys had lower ranks, so anyways, thanks for checking out this video. Subscribe, comment, and like it if you'd like to see some more, and I shall see you in the spiral. GG.